Stop spending hundreds of euros on trying to build yourself a website and let AI take that pressure off you and obviously save you a massive amount of money along the way. What I'm going to do in today's video is I'm going to go over this, how I go about and pretty much build a website with zero experience in building websites or landing pages, and go through the entire process how you can actually build it and pretty much get it ready to go live. So first things first, what we want to do here is make sure you like and subscribe, because that's one of the key things to do. Also, shout out if you're interested in learning more about AI and marketing and pretty much making life much easier for you in your business. Definitely check out the link below to join the marketing hub, which I'm pretty much in the middle of launching at the moment. So first things first, what we want to do here is I jump over and I'm going to be using Google AI Studio, Google Gemini, and more than likely ChatGPT along the way as well, just to kind of help me brainstorm and do some of the rough work. So with that, what we're going to do first is we jumped over here to Google AI and Google Gemini, and all I've asked it to do here is do some research. There's no point in building a website if you're building it and you have no information and context to pretty much help you do it. Now, obviously, with all these, I have them already done, because with a research here, it takes normally about 5 minutes to do it. So you don't want to be sitting here idly looking at this. So with that, we've done is we have the Google website. I've asked it to generate a document, basically, of breaking it down. So you can see here on the right hand side, and if we minimize myself for a second, you can see the entire PDF has been created. So we go into talks about optimal website architecture and structure. Again, developers are going to know much more about this, but again, look, we're business owners. We're trying to do everything at the one time, and I think this ability to be able to do things like this and get information is key for success and growth. And also, if you're interested, you could potentially reach out to small business owners yourselves in your local area and potentially give them an opportunity to build a website for them at low cost, because no one should be spending a crazy amount of money on a basic enough website unless you have hundreds of products and things like that. And even at that, you still probably don't need it. So with that in mind, what I've done here is I've pretty much copied everything from this PDF or this report it has done, and you can see, scroll right down, you can see all the different sources that it's used, and has brought pretty much the best practices for building a website and fundamentals and information like that. So next, what we do then is I jumped over here, and you can just ignore that's comment down here for a minute, and all I've done here is inputted the information and told it to generate pretty much a website based on all this information here. So this is obviously the previous Google Gemini chat, and all I've asked it to do is create a prompt for me to build a website. Now again, I'm not wanting ChatGPT to build a website. I'm using Google AI Studio for this, and I want to be able to get the code and pretty much use it whatever I want to use it. So with that, it is, if we scroll right down again, it's pretty much giving me the prompt for this. So it broke down what I wanted, and then as I said, okay, so pretty much give me the prompt, stop wasting my time. And again, this is for the fitness, is it? Yeah, for the fitness and gym industry. You can see here that it has broken down everything into the sections we need. And again, if you have more context of what you want, obviously in your business, this is where you would input that information. So if you have products, what you offer, services, prices, things like that, you input it in here. But we went through the entire prompt here. You can see it's going the whole way down to the footer, schema requirements. Again, some of this stuff, as I said, I have no idea about websites, so I presume it's right. I'm hoping it's right. And from there, all I've done then is jumped over to Google Gemini, and jump over to Google AI Studio. And from here, all we want to do is build. So we pretty much input this prompt into this and just pretty much get it to build. So here's what I've made. So it's created the entire, you can see here on the left hand side of the screen is all the prompt has been put into it, and all the code is in place here for everything that we want for the website now. Now, as I said, this would take a website developer, if you're doing it by hand, probably days to actually get all this laid out and done up and running. It took us roughly probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you're including the time for actually Google Gemini to do the research as well. So it's created a name, Ironforge Fitness, I think it's tagged it as. And if we just quickly look at the actual website here and go to full screen, and again, you can see here it has created everything for us. So it's given us the name. Obviously, if we wanted it, we can change the name. Why us, services, reviews, membership, trainers, and contacts. Now, one thing to bear in mind here is this is your homepage. So anything like this, services, reviews, membership, trainers, you would just need to build out these pages also in the background, because at the moment they're not going to go to anywhere. So, no, I need to refresh it. And what you have now is you have a website that is pretty much the code is ready to download, upload it to whatever your platform you're using for your website hosting. Again, I know there's a few like WordPress you can do it through them. I think Hostinger or something like that is, they allow you to upload it, all the code directly to it, and from there you can just work away. And they also have AI built in that allows you to make any changes to it. But you can see here you have everything in place for what you want. Comprehensive training services, real results, real people. Again, all the information here. You can easily just change whatever you want to the information you provide. Just to show you this, what I've done here is these weren't working, these links. So what I've asked it to do, and if I try and find the actual chat, I wanted to include all the links basically to point to obviously my school community. So I wanted it to point here. And all it's done is pretty much told it to include it in every single link on the page to point to it. Now again, remember this is not an up and live website, so it's pretty much not going to send it to the link. But what's going to happen is when I click the button, it's going to show the actual URL link there in the background that it's trying to do it. So again, what we'll do is, you can see here these are the different prices obviously on the website. And again, if I try and go full screen and just click Join Basic, what's going to happen, you can see it right here. School.com refused to connect. All it is because it's not live, but what it's trying to do is connect to the actual website, that link that I gave. And again, this is just showing you what AI can actually do, I suppose, and the power of building out websites. And for me personally, this is a massive change, because as I said, I'm not a creative person in terms of understanding how to build out things. However, I know how to build them from the back end, because what allows me to do is I understand that. But the key thing here is I have no creative, I suppose, side where I know what matches well and what does. And this, to me, is a perfect website page, I suppose. You could easily convert this into just a single page if you don't want to include all these extra pages. Include them all in the section. So pretty much all you want to do is when you click services, it'll just move it down to the bottom of the page to where the services tab is, and that's just pretty much anchor text. So now, just as I suppose an extra bonus here and add on to this, what I wanted to do is to show and see, could it actually create us a landing page using similar style, similar theme. And again, this is going to be live. I haven't tested this anywhere. So what I've done is over here in the chat and the text I had in here, all I want to do is again give me the prompt for this. Create me a high converting landing page prompt. So now the difference here, it may be, is it may change the name, because I don't know if the name came into it in this section or was it named over here. So what we'll do is I'll have Google Studio ready again, and with that what we're going to do is pull in the actual prompt into this. And maybe what we'll do is we'll take a screenshot and say I want to follow this. So I want the landing page to match my current style homepage for name and colors. Redo with this. So then again, all I've done is asked it to pretty much keep it on point of what we want for the landing page. Again, it's brought in the name that we made up here, Iron Forge. Pretty much going to do same color call to actions that are on the website. And as I said, all we want to do now is convert this into a pretty much a landing page. So once that's done, we're generating it here. So we have a hero section, transform your body, elevate your life, call to actions, view the PT packages. So again, here is where you would need to kind of learn a bit more about landing pages and understand what makes it. I have a feeling what's going to happen here is going to create a massive landing page with a lot of information on it, almost like a standalone website. So I'm not 100% sure if we want it like that. So what we'll do is we'll just copy this just to see what it does. So again, it's going to just build it all out for us using Google AI Studio. All the code is happening in the background. Pretty much is going to fill out all the Explorer files and keep it simple. So while that's working, what I'm going to do is ask it to change it here. So I want the landing page to be simple and effective, high converting. I don't want a massive amount of text and alternative buttons, call to actions on it. The core objective of this landing page is to get people to sign up to the one-to-one consultations, personal training consultation that I'm doing. And it should have a hero section. We should have the clear call to action button, and then obviously a bit of testimonials potentially underneath it to kind of reinforce what the offer is and reinforce why people have success with it. So sometimes voice audio to AI is much easier than typing it all out. So this is still working, and what I'm going to do is see, can we might redo another one. So when that's been built, what I'll do is I'll test the other one. So now here we have the prompt again. We'll get to build it as well. And again, this is just going to be building the same thing. And this is still being built. So you can see in a few minutes, we've gone through everything that you need to actually do to build out an actual landing page. So realistically within the space of probably an hour, you could have a fully functional website. You could have a landing page that matches your overall style and theme. And obviously if you wanted an extra landing page, you have that as well. So now that pretty much has finished. All the coding has been added. Again, this is our simple enough landing page. And again, we just jump over to this and go full screen. You can see everything is there. Now, one thing I would say about landing pages is that we don't want the links up here. There should be no other links other than pretty much what you want them to do. Why choose personal training? Again, it's not too bad. More than just a workout. Again, it's perfect. Real results. Again, real people. Don't think that's needed because we're not going to be sending people to that. But again, if it's maybe a standalone website page, one pager, again, this is an ideal page as well for it. So look, in terms of landing pages, it's not ideal. It might have been my prompting to it was wrong, but again, it's the wrong point we went. So if we just jump to the other one, and here's the new one, and this is more of a landing page here. Yeah, so this is perfect. Again, it's brought a similar theme, but because I didn't give it all the clear instructions, you can see the Ironforge is a little bit different in the way it's done. Obviously, context is key here. But you have Forge and Iron, unlock the true potential, expert one-to-one personal training designed specifically for your goals. Clear call to action. I would remove this, learn more, it's not needed. Also, members login is not needed again for the landing page, so we can easily get them removed. Personalized coaching gives you information about it, member stories, and again, start your consultation. Everything there is 100% laid out as a landing page. So again, for these, all you would have to do is, we minimize this, you can download the app. You could then upload it pretty much to whatever hosting platform you're using, and it'll link it into whatever your domain is for the landing pages. If it's a case you're using a standalone landing page designer, it's the same thing. You pretty much can download the app, get your code, upload it to it, and you'll have everything there. Now, one thing to remember is if you need to make changes to this and whatever is in terms of links and stuff like that, you need to do it here before you go and do it on whatever platform you're doing, because it's just going to be too hard to do it unless you're really familiar with code and you can go through exactly what you want, where the code is, and change the text. So that is pretty much how you can use Google AI Studio to build and launch websites. And one quick thing before I go is you have the opportunity with Google AI to actually launch onto a URL. Obviously the URL is going to be very generic. I think it is really long URLs, but I would imagine you could potentially have a URL and forward it to this if you wanted to, if you found it much easier just to deploy in the one spot. So again, there's options there for it. So that is pretty much it. I'm going to leave it there. Again, if you're interested in learning more about AI and marketing and fundamentals of marketing and things like that, definitely join the community. That's pretty much just launching now. And if you found the video anyway helpful, useful, open your eyes a little bit to it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see people's websites that they have built, again, using AI. And again, I'm just shouting it out there that I'm not a developer of websites. I don't know enough about websites, but I find this is an opportunity to stop having to waste money on landing pages, websites, paying other people to do it, because it's pointless. It's a waste of money. So look, thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.